Good morning. We are making our way south on US 41, reconnecting with 94 here now. We did US 41 to avoid the toll, so it takes a little bit longer to deal with that stuff, especially in Illinois, to avoid the tolls. So you got to do a little bit more of a back roads. Shirley, good morning. So we are coming back southbound through Chicago this morning. Let's see, get a little bit of grime off of there. Make a little bit better picture. So a little tour through Chicago. A couple days ago, we went north through Chicago. So we're going to go the southbound direction. You know, little different perspective, but roughly the same. This time, the GoPro is going to work fine because the internet connection is set up and the battery isn't going to die like it did the last time. So we get a little bit better perspective here than what the phone was going to allow. We are making our way over towards Lansing, Michigan today. We got about 5 hours of driving today. I left a message with the receiver telling them to call me back if they can accept delivery today, which it don't look like they will, but no problem either way. I'm going to sit the weekend no matter what, so doesn't matter really, you know, lose an hour, gain an hour, doesn't really matter. Like I said, we're coming up here through Chicago. We're gonna stop over in Lake Station, over near I-65. We're actually on the other side of I-65, if I remember right. We're going to pop in there. We're going to check our load. We have 4 tires for a New Holland 480 tractor, I believe it is. I believe it's 480 is a tractor with New Holland. And we're taking these out to Stockbridge, Michigan, which is somewhat near Lansing. gonna say Pratt Barks, but not quite the right way to say it. It's still morning time. Like I said, we're gonna get through Chicago here. If these people would use turn signals and not be knuckleheaded, we'd all get along a whole lot easier. So we're getting past Evanston, off to our left here, right out next to the lake. I've delivered in Evanston before. Not a little bad little town kind of thing, you know. It's still all Chicago. I mean, this whole area here, I just go ahead and consider Chicago, but we got about 5 hours of driving today, you know, total. We made our delivery this morning at about 7:45. We got the tractor off the back. Guy was happy, he signed for it. We're good to go for that. So we just got these 4 tires to take over to Michigan. Unless I get a call back here in a little while, I'm going to be holding these tires until Monday. Nah, but it is what it is, you know. Either way, I'm going to be sitting the rest of today once I get to a suitable place to park. Had me a nice bottle of water. Tomorrow I may be doing breakfast. You know, as a live stream, we'll see what happens. So it wasn't too bad last night. It was in the 30s last night, so slept pretty well. I mean, I didn't have to have the heat cranking as much as I would. The wind wasn't blowing, so that helped as well. And even more importantly, the manager there at the Pilot I stayed at was actually doing his job properly, and I appreciated that. So that made my night a little bit easier. You know, knowing that somebody competent is in a position that'll benefit from that competence. That guy's having some trouble. Shouldn't be blowing that kind of smoke going down the road at this time of day. moved into that lane, the light blinked one time that I could see and just cut right on over. And now it's getting off on the exit. Why were you that far away from your exit and getting over 2 lanes like that, you know? No problem, Angie. Have a good morning. Say hi to Chuck for me. Toohey Avenue, we picked up a load off there once before, a little over 2 years ago. But we got about, pardon me, we got a little over an hour to our first stop in Lake Station. We got the Pilot Fly J there. We're going to pop in there. We're going to check our straps, make sure our load is sitting fine. We might grab a cup of ice for a drink. I've already thrown away last night's trash, so we're good for that. I still have all my boxes to unpack and put things where they are. I mean, I just did not have time last night. I got in, you know, after 8, almost 8:30 last night. So, like I said, but this weekend, you know, when I get parked today, it's truck maintenance, unboxing, putting things away, figure out what I'm going to take off the truck and drop off at my sister's house. You know, we just wheedle some of the stuff down. I have a bit too much. Now, if I had a larger sleeper, it would not seem as much. It'd be easier, but if the cabinets were designed a little bit better as well, I could probably get away with it. As things are, I just need to trim some things down. A little bit of clothes, a little bit of, you know, this and that. What we will do, stay in your own lane, pal. It's not hard. If you weren't speeding, that wouldn't be as much of a problem either. First of all, you shouldn't be speeding. That's number 1. 2, you should learn how to be a professional and control your vehicle a little bit better. Oh well. And there's the fun for the morning already. We're staying in the middle lane, we're not in the right-hand lane, because with all the merging traffic, I just want to be a little bit safer. I don't have to change lanes constantly. Don't have to be dealing with people going too slow and cutting you off and all that other jazz. So stay over a lane. Makes it a little bit easier and safer. Chicago Loop. You see some of the skyline even from here. there you go. Everybody trying to go too fast. So everybody is having to slam on the brakes because they're all bunching up. Chicago from a hot spot? There is no hot spot, idiots. And come all the way down into 12th gear. 20 miles an hour. I was hoping to get through here a little bit quicker than this on a Saturday. But I guess I forgot it was Chicago, so there you go. So as long as nobody runs into me, we should be A-okay. Good morning, Melanie. Back through Chicago we go. Down to 11th gear. Down to the 10th. 9th, a little more power. Back to 11, 12. Yeah, that looks like a lot of fun ahead of me. Lots of red on the old on the GPS map. Lots of orange, meaning slow and stopped. We got 47 miles to go, and at this rate, that's going to take over an hour. Skyline. It's all kind of hazy and smoggy. Ugh. And I can barely make out the Sears Tower. Just make it out. I don't know if you can make it out on camera, but it'll get a little bit better the closer we get, of course, but that's just too smoggy and hazy for my taste. And hopefully we can turn this off now and roll along halfway decently. Speed limit is 55, but we're going to just hold it back a little bit just in case it slows down a little bit more. I don't want to be, like I said, I don't want to be bunching up anybody in front of me. You know, everybody just slows down a little bit, you know, free itself up, and everybody can go a lot faster instead of everybody racing up there, stopping, or slowing down at 15, 20 miles an hour. If everybody can roll along at 50 and go 5 under the speed limit, everybody's going to win a little bit better. We'll roll along in 17th gear, 50 miles an hour. Getting on the Van Ryn, or the Dan Ryan. I keep saying Van. Dan Ryan Expressway like we did coming up. Like I said, we're going to be following I-90 out into Indiana. We're going to stop over. We're going to stop at the Lake Station, Pilot Flying J. Look at that haze. I don't know. That's pretty bad in my opinion. Yeah, that's pretty nasty looking this morning. I don't know if there's a fire in the area or if that's a natural thing for Chicago, but I don't remember it ever being this bad any time I've ever come through Chicago. Now, I've been through Chicago and in Chicago 4 or 5 dozen times. You know, a lot. I've never seen the haze, smog, or smoke, or whatever it is, this bad. Now that's anecdotal, of course, that's just what I've seen, but that's not appealing at all. Brake light going on there. Bring it down to the 16th. The transmission breakdown was at 290,000, like 400, something like that, 500. I'll have to look in my book to actually see when I broke down in Paducah what the actual mileage was. But see, that was way back November the 5th. You know, so I'll have to look at me. Let's see, 2,900. No, sorry, 290,600 and like 610, if I remember right. I remember they did put like 92 miles on the truck to test drive it. But I have to look at my book to actually see what the actual thing was. But see, I'm not the first person to be in this truck. I think I'm the 4th. in this truck. So, you know, that plays a part in it. I don't claim perfection by any stretch of the imagination, but I do my best. But it was just that fourth ring, the 9, 10, 17, 18. Those are the only gears that were a problem. So those are pretty much top gears. Now those are not, well, 9 and 10, yes, but it's just that one gear ring that was doing that. A G500 Mercedes. I always liked that little truck, that little car. All right. We want to get over here if we can. This BMW is being a nice guy, letting me over. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Always nice when we are courteous. Everybody kind of wins when you're courteous. Transmission, like I said, 290,000 miles. We're just gonna call it even on that, I guess. About 100,000 of that was mine, what I put on the truck. That's why traffic slows down until the last moment. Like I say, I think it's a bit of just a casting failure of the ring. Having the metal, when it was cast, a little bit of a flaw was in there. And with what we do with some of the loads this truck is taking, some heavy stuff, and it just, things happen, things break. So it's a piece of machinery. Made by man. It will fail. It's just a question of when. But on top of that, it is partially also the person in the driver's seat, who's just, it's not my property, so I don't care about it. That's part of it as well. So on the Dan Ryan,
speed limit reduced ahead.
And you're not supposed to be speeding. It's 40 miles an hour here. 45 miles an hour. And just quickly cut over 2 lanes. Wow. Just wow. Just to go a tiny bit faster, you're going to drive like that.
Keep left onto I-90 East.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Chicago with the air here, but I don't smell fire.
Keep left onto I-90 East toward Ryan Expressway.
I'm not smelling any other real chemical, going on. So, I don't know why it's so smoggy and hazy this morning. Like I said, that may be normal for Chicago, but I've never really seen it this bad. Hey, Salty Dog KW, how you doing, sir? In a beautiful Chicago morning to you. Like I said, we still got roughly an hour over to Lake Station. Pop in there real quick. Load check. Quick use the facilities. Blah, 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 blah.
In half a mile, keep right onto I-90 East.
Actually, it's not too bad here in the old Chicagoland. Gas is reading around 45. I was up near Racine and Kenosha, Wisconsin. That was around 30 degrees, 33 all night. So it wasn't too bad. I mean,
Speed limit reduced ahead.
back in Minnesota 2 nights ago, it was near
Keep right onto
down near 9
I-90
degrees.
East.
So, overnight. So, a little bit colder there, but it's Minnesota. What do you expect? But at least I didn't stop in when it was in the minus 20s and whatnot, the week earlier. So, not too bad, in my opinion. Let's get over here into the slow lane.
For trucks is prohibited or not advised.
Well, we're not over there. I've delivered right over there, but we're not over there, and there's very few streets that are actually prohibited. Right.
In 2 miles, keep right onto I-90 East toward Garfield Boulevard, 75th Street.
But, like I said, even if it was minus 20 or whatever it was in Michigan, as long as I got my truck back like I do, I am happy, happy, happy. Now let's tilt that down a little bit. So, as you can see, we're back into my blue truck. We're out of that tan loader. It only took 3 months to get done, but ugh. We got our truck back. Now the fun part, besides the moving, that was a pain in the backside. We get to spend lots of time getting the stuff out of these cardboard boxes, getting the boxes thrown away, getting stuff put where it needs to go, getting rid of some stuff that I don't really need, or I just have too much of. We'll keep a box to put, that stuff I'm going to take off the truck. A, we just don't need it, it's in the way. B, we don't need the weight that we're carrying unnecessarily. So here on the local side, speed limit is 45. Of course, that means everybody under the sun will ignore that. Little roach coach there.
In
Been a while since I had anything
keep
from one of
right
them.
onto I-90 East toward Garfield Boulevard, 75th Street.
We will pass the stadium where the White Sox play. I know the last time I did say Red Sox. The only baseball team I ever gave any kind of inkling or worry about or care about was Baltimore Orioles. I'm from Baltimore.
I-90 East toward Garfield Boulevard, 75th.
When I was a young kid, I did like baseball for a little while.
2 miles, keep right onto I-94 East toward Indiana.
I used to have an Orioles baseball cap when I was really young. We took a trip, or I took a trip with some family friends, you know, because their son was the same age I was. And we were on some lake, I believe it was in Pennsylvania. I don't know, I don't remember where exactly it was. I know we took a trip. And when you're a kid, you know, that young, you don't really, your perception of time and distance just doesn't really click in as much. But we were on the lake, water skiing. The wind caught my hat, blew off, and sunk into the lake. So I lost that hat a long time ago. I've never had an Orioles baseball cap ever again. I've never cared about any other team. The Blue Jays, yeah, well, the same kind of thing, I'm sure. You know, but I was never really a big baseball fan. I never really was a big football fan. And even when what little bit of football I did enjoy, it was before the Baltimore Colts were stolen and they snuck out of town in the middle of the night. I remember that day very clearly. I remember Mayflower trucks. I remember the dark. I remember the snow falling. Hated it. I cared a little bit about football when the CFL had a Southern Division in the United States.
Keep right onto I-94 East toward Indiana.
And the Baltimore Stallions were second place the first year, league champions the second year. Then the CFL disbanded the division. Which, you know, sorry Brad, Salty Dog. Toronto's the Blue Jays, right?
Keep right on
I don't know anymore.
East
But,
toward Indiana.
you know, it just seemed like we're upset because an American won in our league. You know, that's the way it appeared to me, but whether or not that was true, whether it was actually financially viable, I don't know. And it is a business, so that I'm thinking that's probably what it really was. But the way it just seems like, well, the Baltimore Stallions won the league after being second place the very first year. Second year they win the league. Third year, never happened at all. You know, or division, what I mean. Well, yeah, this was back in the 90s, early 90s, if I remember right, something like that, or late 90s, or something like that. You guys look up Baltimore Stallions. And it was a big deal for Baltimore. It was a really big deal for Baltimore. The NFL did not have the Baltimore Ravens didn't happen until after that. And there was a good many years, well, a couple of decades before, Baltimore got an NFL team back. Well, I'm sure you are, Brad. I mean, that's right next door. I mean, how could you not? I mean, wait, are the Expos still in Montreal? Did they move? I think the Expos moved, didn't they? watching hockey once in a while. It's not my sport. You see, I'm not a traditional sports guy. You know, I guess because I spent a lot of time out of America when I was a kid. You know, I like rally car racing. FIA World Rally Car Racing, I enjoy watching that.
2 miles, keep left onto I-94 east toward Indiana.
I like superbike racing. I like sumo wrestling. I grew up in Japan for 10 years. I like sumo. I like watching it. It's not, unfortunately I don't get to watch as much as I would like. You know, I like sailing. I like bicycle racing. I mean, I rode a bicycle for close to 30 years. You know, I put 200,000 miles or more on a bicycle. I enjoyed the Tour de France and, you know, the Vuelta a España and the Giro d'Italia. I mean, I love watching that. I love doing that. Oh, the Expos are gone? Oh man, yeah, I mean, it's like, that's how long ago that I was around, you know, when I had any interest in, you know, I had more interest in baseball cards than I did in baseball. Come on, speed up. Come on, speed up. Speed up. It's not that difficult. Thank you very much. You gotta turn your head. You gotta pay attention. You gotta drive the vehicle, not let the vehicle drive you. Why did you get on the highway if you're getting right off?
Half a mile.
That road goes straight through.
East toward Indiana.
1 block over, that road goes straight through. Why did you get on the highway? Oh man, I tell you. Yeah, I mean, I love it. Like I said, you know, those are the, you know, soccer, hurling. Ah, shit. I wanted to be over there. I was busy running my mouth about things I like. And I, you know, oh well, okay, no problem. Alrighty. We'll just go down here and get off. And I wasn't even paying attention to where I was going. You know, I'm paying attention to the road, paying attention to traffic, and I'm paying attention to the route. Now we'll just go down here a little bit and we'll cut over. Y'all are too damn distracted. I was never a NASCAR fan. I don't get the point of NASCAR. I want left, I want right, I want real challenge. Going really fast in a circle, it's just not that my speed, you know. I was never big enough to even think about sumo. I was never big enough to think about regular wrestling, you know, Roman Greco wrestling. You know, I was never big enough for that. You know, I've always been a very skinny, very lean body type. That's why cycling was a better thing for me. I enjoy watching, but I just never could do that. Never me. I only watch and enjoy, you know, back when I could watch it on live Japanese TV and really get into it. I could go to the basho, I could go to the tournaments, I could go to the practice matches, and I could sit there and watch and have a good time. You know, eat, talk, bet. You know, I could enjoy it. You know,
Right curve ahead.
back in the old days, back in the 80s. Long flipping time ago now. Alright, so about 6 miles down, we're going to get on to Sibley Boulevard. We're going to take that to the east. I think we got one turn that'll take us down to I-80 or 294, something like that. Big John, good morning. Welcome to the south side of Chicago, southeast. So we got about a little over half an hour over to Lake Station. Stop in there, do our load check. Then we will. Hey, Salty Dog, you have a good, safe day. God bless, my friend. Nice seeing you again. Thanks for coming in. I do appreciate it. Like I said, we got a full day. We got 3/4 a day, a little over half a day's drive today, so no big deal. We're not in a rush. We'll get over here towards Lansing. We'll park for the weekend. We'll do our truck maintenance. So I got the antenna here that came with the truck. One of them was missing from the very beginning. The other one is now broken and bent. So I still get, my CD still works, it's still receiving, but it looks bad. So I'm just going to replace it with 2 antennas of my own. I got some new stud mounts. I got 2 new fire stick antennas. We're going to mount those. I got to put on the 5th wheel air cylinder hose so I can open and close the jaws that lock the 5th wheel in place. I need to put that on. I want to do a greasing on the truck, and a full greasing on the truck, because it has been done in well over a month. Since the truck broke down. More than a month prior to that, I had done a greasing. So now that I'm in the truck again, I'm going to do a full greasing on the truck. I'm going to do a tiny greasing on the trailer, because that's been about half a month. So I'm going to do just a light greasing on the trailer, all the points that will accept grease. Put caps on everything that don't have caps already. We'll do a nice, neat, clean job for that. Because I'd rather do the greasing than have the shop do it, for the simple fact that they make a hell of a mess. I mean, there are gobs of grease just hanging all over everything, and I don't like that. I have a DeWalt 20-volt grease gun instead of the hand crank one the truck came with. I just throw it to the side. I don't mess with it. I left it on the loaner truck. I didn't bring it back onto this truck. That's just a waste of space and whatnot. I don't even want that on the truck.
2 miles, take exit 350 on the right, onto West Sibley Boulevard toward IL-83.
So, that's company equipment. It's still on a company truck, so there you go, big road. Like I said, I have the DeWalt 20-volt cordless grease gun. I have the Lock and Lube head on it. I put cap covers on all the Zerk fittings that are on the truck. All I do is hook it on, pull the trigger, It does a faster job. It does a cleaner job because there's almost no squeeze. There's almost nothing at the Zerk fitting head that that I have to wipe up. This is not my own truck. It's still a company vehicle, but I act as if it's my own. I take care of it and maintain it as if I do own it. But this is I can't say my original truck. The original truck I had at this company was 1801. It was a little bit darker green. It was almost a blackish green. But that got hit in December.
In half a mile, take exit 350 on the right, onto West Sibley Boulevard toward IL-83.
In December of 2019, I got hit in Dallas, Texas. Some jerk in the parking lot decided to cut the corner and not pay attention and not even stop. Damn coward. By the time I got out, there was nothing I could do. He was already long gone.
Speed limit reduced ahead.
Then I moved into this truck. Now that took 5 days to get a truck brought down to me, down in Dallas.
West Sibley Boulevard. Speed limit reduced ahead.
And then of course, November, the 25th last year, the transmission blew out. So I did not have, they had to bring a truck down to me because it just wouldn't go.
Turn left onto West Sibley Boulevard toward
You need not walk in traffic when you see a vehicle moving. Anybody needs flowers, I will order them and send them. I'm not buying them and holding them, hoping I see them. I'm not local. I mean, you can see that from the license plate. It says Minnesota right on it. But like I said, this got back into this truck. I did not do a greasing on the truck for more than a month, about a month prior to the transmission blowing out, and I greased the truck every month to make sure it's properly maintained. Like I said, I maintain it as if I own it because it's my livelihood, and at the moment it's my home. So I treat it as such. Yeah, I mean, the things, the antennas I don't need to do, but it makes my job easier because when I'm dealing with escorts or I'm dealing with factories and places where I'm picking up and they want CB contact, it's good to have that. Plus, as a truck driver, you should have a CB anyway because that just makes your job easier and simple and safer in my judgment. Not just opinion, my judgment. What's going on the road? How's the weather? How's this? What about over here? What do I got to do when I go in here? All that kind of stuff.
Turn at the first right onto Dixie Highway.
Dixie Highway. We're a little ways from Dixie, but like I said, I just try to I act as if it's my personal property. That way, when something goes wrong and I fix it immediately, I don't have the downtime. Now, if it's something that I can fix or maintain so it doesn't break, I win. I don't care about if the company wins. Yeah, I'm gonna give them the bill for it. Yes, I bought this part and put it on the truck. You owe me this because that's company property. It now belongs to the company. If I got to be reimbursed for it, I don't care. You know, I'll do it. But you know, I'm not going to worry about grease and washer fluid and things like that. Minor things like that. I just do it. You know, I could bill the company for it and say reimburse me, but well, you know how people are, John. You know, you have people who just don't, you know, oh, it's not mine, I don't care. I'm not going to put my money into it. I'm not going to put my time into it. That's the company's problem. And then when they are hampered and broke down somewhere because they didn't do proper maintenance or take any care whatsoever, they will sit there and cry because they're not making any miles and they're not getting paid. Well, see,
in half a mile, turn left onto West 159th Street.
When I was at my first two companies, I was paid by the mile. At this company, I'm a salaried employee. It doesn't matter how many miles I drive. It doesn't matter how many days I sit and wait for a load. I'm going to get the same paycheck every 2 weeks. Now, I may not get as much in total, but I'm guaranteed that same paycheck every single 2 weeks, regardless of whether I sit for a week or I drive every day.
Speed limit reduced ahead.
Which I may go back to being...
Turn left onto West 159th Street.
I may go back to driving miles and worrying about it and fretting about it. I've been doing pretty good with that, but my first year and a half here at this company, I knew it was going to be slower at times. So those years, or I mean those weeks and you know,
speed limit reduced,
that I have a lower week of miles, I haven't lost anything. And at the same exact time, I haven't made as much as I could, but it's not all about the money. And the money's the reason why I'm here, but it's also about the knowledge and experience that I'm gaining, which I can take elsewhere if I felt I need to go elsewhere. Lori, good morning, ma'am. How you doing? Lori's Crochet Corner 2. Been a while since I've seen you. I did pop in, last week when I could, but like I said, you know, it's just one of the things. I just approach it as if I own it. It's not like when I was at True Green, when I was anywhere else, at any other company. It's always my property, it's my equipment, not the company's equipment. The company may own it, but it's mine. It's my customer first. You know, oh, I'm sorry, Lori. I'll definitely we'll say a prayer for you. I hope you get better. You know, it's always, you know, I'm the business. I'm the one responsible. I'm the one who needs to do these things so that they don't become a problem in the future. If I take the time to properly grease the truck and keep it clean and change the filters and, you know, do all the things I should do, you know, I'm the one who wins more than the company. Yeah, the company's going to benefit because the truck is rolling, but at the same time, I benefit because, you know, I'm gaining that knowledge, that experience, that skill every single day, getting a little bit better. So like I said, if I do decide to go to a different company, I can take that knowledge and that skill and I can show that I'm doing the job right. Wow. Yeah, you just couldn't have waited, could you? Tequila, Jalisco, Mexican restaurant. And it's been a good while since I've been on this road. Laryngitis, is that what that says? Well, I think a lot of people would be very, very happy not to hear my voice. That jerk Robert never shuts up.
2 miles, keep right onto I-94 east toward I-94.
There we go. Over the railroad tracks. So, you know, we got right off here, this west side John Deere right here. I've delivered right there before. So like I said, it's been a little while since I've been on this road. That was a little over a year ago since I've been there. I brought an oversized load here. Wasn't tall, just wide, so I could make it under this bridge, which I barely did. Well, if you use your turn signal, people might know where you're going. CDL license exam station, right up there. Going way too fast. You don't need to be doing that. That's how accidents happen. South Holland. And right up here, I think, if I remember right, it's right at the end of the, right after you cross over I-94. You got a Love's right there, which I've stopped at before. Met a fellow YouTuber, and you know, over there last year. Mr. Ross roams. How is beautiful London, England this morning? Or this afternoon, I guess it were. Should be about 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock there right now. Where am I going? We are taking a set of 4 tires over to near Lansing, Michigan. Checkers, man, I had Checkers in a long time. I could go for a chicken sandwich and a large order of fries. I could go for that right now. I ain't had Checkers in a long time. 4 p.m. Yep. Fun, fun, fun. So, South Holland, Chicago. Once we get onto I-94 here, we're going to head down south a little bit more. We'll get on 90 and 80 going eastbound. We're going to get into Indiana. We're going to stop by Lake Station for a load check. What are you people doing? Like I said, we're heading over to Michigan to deliver these. We won't be, unless I get a call back sometime today.
Keep right onto I-94 east toward I-94.
Unless I get a call back from the receiver, we'll probably be holding on these tires until Monday morning. So we just got to find a place to park. You know, once we get where we need to go. And it's only 10 o'clock right now. So 11 o'clock in, you know, we gotta calculate based on 11 o'clock. So we still have well over about 4 hours or so. Let me see here. Distance, overview, there we go. We still have 194 miles to go once we get here to Lake Station. So just a little bit over 3 hours. So, you know, we're about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Somewhere in that time frame, we'll be stopping for the weekend. We'll reset our clock, so we'll have full hours available to us Monday morning. Soul to Go Express, soul food, and I can pop in for some of that. Now, the only problem I have, like with most cuisines, it better be some old grandmas in there making it, or it just ain't real. If an old grandma isn't making it, that she's been making it for 70 years or so, it's not truly authentic. You don't get real, you know, Italian food and some old grandma's making the pasta. You don't get real Mexican and some old grandma is making the mole and everything out in the tortillas. It's just not pure, you know, an original. It's all a copy. And I say that as one person who loves to cook. And I can do things fairly well. But
in half a mile,
I still have a lot to learn, and I just do not have that touch. Even at 50 years old, I still do not have that touch for certain things. I come close, but no way is it like some old grandma who makes the biscuits, who makes the pasta, who maybe does that. You know? We are driving a 389 Peterbilt from 2018. Standard sleeper, 68-inch sleeper, 18-speed, Eaton transmission. We have a Cummins X15 efficiency engine, so about 500, a little over 500 horsepower, about 2,000 pound-feet of torque.
in half a mile, keep left onto I-94 east toward Indiana. State border ahead.
State border ahead, yay! Get out of freaking Illinois. Illinois. I've done a lot.
94 east toward Indiana.
I've done a lot of deliveries here in Chicago and Gary and South Holland. With my first company was a lot of furniture, carpeting, and flooring. And I did a lot of local delivery out of Indianapolis, and that brought me up to Chicago to do that. Valparaiso, Cherville, Maryville, Vienna, all through Indiana, up into Fort Wayne, into Ohio, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee. Did a lot of stuff in this area. All right, here we go. Entering Illinois, Indiana. We marked this as I-80 eastbound. Ah, man. 10:03 to 10:04, sorry. We'll put 10:05 for that. So 16 miles ahead, we're going to pull in, we're going to do our load check, make sure the straps are holding these tires are fine, and they look like it in the mirrors, but still got to get out and give them a tug and tighten them up if necessary. Use the facilities, and then we will go from there. We can do a little bit, definitely higher speed once we get out of this area. So back up in Indiana, over to onto 94 again. Take 94 off back into Michigan, past up Benton Harbor. Follow that over, and then, like I said, make our way over towards Lansing. I haven't decided where I want to stop at.
Entering Indiana.
Entered Indiana. We've done 110.4 miles today. Yesterday we did 555.4 miles yesterday. And by the time we get up here to our stop, I will finally have put on 1,000 miles after being out of the truck for 3 months. Which, if you calculate that over 3 months, and I've only driven 1,000 miles, I've gotten some fantastic, fuel economy. Who's your helper? I don't know. Who is my helper? I'll tell you what, the other truck, the tan truck I was in for 3 months was louder. The gearing was different. It was an older truck as well. It was another year older than this truck is. It's had who knows how many knuckleheads like me in it. Plus, we have a brand new, rebuilt, recalibrated transmission, which after 3 months it better be. So it rides pretty dang good. It rides pretty dang good. The other truck was a little bit rougher, but it's a heavy 3 truck, so it has a double frame. It has a little bit different gearing, has a more powerful engine, so it was a bit noisier just in the regular drive. Plus, my truck basically has new tires on everything. You know. Now the trailer tires have gotten an extra 3 months of wear than the truck has, but the truck basically has all new tires.
2 miles, keep left onto I-80 East.
I think I have maybe 20,000 miles on the tires since they were replaced. So, you know, they're still practically got the new car smell on the tires, you know. So new tires, well balanced. The truck is running good. Like I said, I keep it properly greased and whatnot. Linkages are tight. I inspect every morning or every start of my time I drive. I inspect it every evening when I stop. Mr. Charles Brandt, how you doing, sir? Welcome to Indiana. Now, I'm not a mechanic. I'm not a truck specialist, but you don't have to be to grease a Zerk fitting. You don't have to be to make sure the bolt is tight, the mirror isn't falling off. And, you know, things are done correctly, you know. So, you know, give everything the dusting, give everything a wipe down, give everything, you know, hey, is this broken? Is this working? The light burned out, replace it, all that jazz.
Keep left onto I-80 East.
No, like I said, we got the 30-degree bend on the truck, like all the Valley trucks are. They're muffled. I mean, I would like it a little bit louder, personally, for when I'm hitting the jakes, but they're muffled. Now, it's not an owner-operator truck, so, you know, the company has to think a little bit more in line with what's perceived as being, you know, nice and the best, so. Well, bad place to have a breakdown. Bad place to have a breakdown. I would have limped that car up to find a wider place to park. All right, exit 15B, Rickley Street. We are not stopping here at Burr Street. Not a single one of these truck stops here at Burr Street is worth anything. I hate every single one of them. I've got nothing but the worst kind of service and attitude at every single one of the truck stops here. First, never will I stop there again, even if my hair is on fire. What little I got. I will not stop at the Mr. Fuel. I will not stop the pod, not the TA, not the BP. I'm not going to stop at any of them. It's a, you know, this is the kind of place right here, all of them, that give Gary, Indiana a bad name. You know, just the people, the employees in there just did not seem to care about doing their job in a professional manner. Hate it. I will never stop there ever again. The first time, somebody may be having a bad day. The second time, the manager needs to get on his game. The third time, it's just complete garbage. You've lost me, my business forever. Alright, so not too far up here is I-65, which I've gone up and down so many flipping times. Drives you insane almost. I don't know how the local truck drivers do it. I mean, I've done the regional, I've done the dedicated route back and forth on the same road. And that's just not my speed. I like doing something a little bit different every day. A different load. You know, sometimes it's tractor, sometimes it's this, sometimes it's that. Tumbleweed! Welcome to Gary, Indiana. Yeah, you still are angering me that you're down in Cabo San Lucas having fun while the rest of us poor slobs are up here suffering. You're not very nice rubbing that in. Hell, I'd probably be rubbing it in too if I was down there, so I guess I really can't fault you for that one. And we're going even further north because we're going up towards Lansing, Michigan. So we're getting further away into the cold. But if you want to check out some good stuff, go to Tumbleweed, RV Life, check them out. Drop them a hateful comment when you get jealous of what they're doing. I kid because I love it. And nice little wide load going back into Canada or coming from Canada. One of the two. Probably got some steel. Looks like it's got some steel on there. Yeah, he's got some 9-foot wide steel on there. Yeah, at least 9 foot, probably like 9.3. He actually might be going down towards Indianapolis. He's probably going to get off here on the I-65. Ontario. See, so I have relatives by marriage to one of my uncles from over near Nova Scotia, near Halifax. So I got a little touch of the old Canada in my in the old family tree there. I mean, nothing that leads directly to me, but I'm going to take a little bit of the old Canadian credentials just because of that. But like I said, we're heading over here towards Lansing, Michigan. We're going to a town called Stockbridge. Michigan, not Minnesota, Michigan. We're coming out of Minnesota. We've already made one delivery this morning in Salem, Wisconsin, near Kenosha. Hey, Big John, you have a good, great day. Be safe out there, my friend. Blah, 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 blah. And that's what I think about that. But I am actually a little bit hungry because, unfortunately, being that I still have not unpacked everything and everything's still cluttered, I've not cooked anything, so I'm not eating as good as I should. So now, come 10:30 in the morning, I'm now hungry. So I might have to grab something here at the old truck stop. This guy got in the slower lane, and he's holding back, so I'm just going to speed up a little bit, put a little more distance between myself and him. Get over here. He might have been waiting for me, but I don't know.
2 miles, take exit 15B on the right, onto Ripley Street toward Ripley Saint.
Ripley Saint, instead of saying Ripley Street. Hate that, you really need to fix that. Alrighty, Lake Station. Not exactly the nicest of the pilots. They really, really need to update it. It's probably the nicest way to do it, to say it. Probably the better way to say it is blow it up, burn it down, bulldoze the whole damn thing, and build it from scratch. That'd be my preferred way to say it. But we're gonna say, spruce it up a bit. Pop in here real quick, use the facilities, cup of ice, maybe a breakfast sandwich if they got something. I don't need a lot, just enough to just to curb the hunger a little bit.
In half a mile, take exit 15B on the right, onto Ripley Street toward Ripley Saint.
Ripley Saint. Instead of saying Ripley Street, Ripley Saint. And then it'll say Street Louis instead of St. Louis. It's weird. They really need to fix that.
Speed limit reduced ahead.
Let's get off the old highway.
Right, onto Ripley Street.
Downshift. Don't flip over in the on the off ramp. It doesn't look good on your resume. You got the Road Ranger to the south. You got the Flying J to the north. Looks like they actually have completed the construction here. And of course you got the TA up there, but we're not. We're not going to the old TA. We're not going to the Mr. Fuel. We're going to
Turn
pop
at the
right in
first
here.
right onto Ripley Street.
Looks like that little restaurant that's here is closed as well. Turn off our Jake brake there. Makes upshifting a little bit easier and smoother. 4th. 5.
Your destination is on the
6.
left.
7. 8. 9. Come on, grab it. Grab it. There we go. I mean, they closed the McDonald's. Wow. That's a bit unusual that a McDonald's would close. Yeah, let's go around the back here and see if we, let's find us a parking spot we can get into and out of real easy. That'd be nice. All right, like I said, 194 miles to our delivery. So just about 3 hours. Can we get right next to there? We could, but well, that's good anyway. Yeah, executive decision. We're gonna get right next to this guy. There we go. Last minute decision. And we're taking it nice and wide so we don't hit his hood or any other part of his vehicle. I think that would be a benefit to him and me. We don't need fuel, we don't need DEF, so we're not going to worry about going through the pump here. Alright, so let me get my little logbook out. I hope so, traveling tumbleweed. If I say the name correctly, wouldn't it? So, load check. Flying J. I forget what the Flying J this one is. Lake Station, Indiana. It is now 10:24 a.m. And we use facilities, something to eat and drink, and we're on our way. So thank you all for coming in. We might do another live stream over on Facebook later on, depending on how I feel. Dinner tonight, Facebook, YouTube, 6 p.m. Eastern time. We're figuring out something to cook and live stream for the dinner, and the same on Sunday. Thank you all for joining me. Have a good day. God bless. Don't get too sunburned down there in Cabo San Lucas.